welcome for making your way here today to listen about an interesting technological breakthrough that we call the wave glider. Basically, in summarize, it's an innovation for our ocean. So let's begin. So this is a beautiful picture of our ocean. Do you know right now, we know more about the outer space than our own ocean, our own backyard. And do you know now that the ocean that we live right now is under threat? While 12% of our land is protected, but only a mere 2% of our ocean enjoys the same kind of protection. So threats such as pollution, stolen fish, overfishing. Right now, about 90% of our ground fish stock has reduced in over 36 years. Imagine that. So what if you could reduce the theft of fish? You could improve data collection to build up your archiving of data, historical ocean data. You could reduce the fuel cost of sea expedition to gather you more ocean data. What if you could monitor and report through all weather? So research with no barrier. And you could cost-effectively safeguard the world's borders, marine protected areas, and exclusive economic zones, especially to safeguard our sovereignty. So, but I don't live near the sea. What's the ocean got to do with me? Well, most of Malaysia's wealth comes from the ocean, especially from the oil and gas sector. And do you know that 50 to 70% of the oxygen we breathe right now comes from the ocean? That is more oxygen than all of the rainforest combined. And it is also the source of the number one source of protein of over 1 billion people in the world. So what else does the ocean provide us with? Of course, cosmetic products, sushi, seafood, transport for import and exports, petroleum, diesel, vacation spots, plastic products, petroleum jelly products, security, our sovereignty, climate change, and of course, power generation. So in 2009, Petronas raked in of about 36.6 billion ringgit in tax revenue for our country. It's just a lot. And in 2009 as well, about 5 billion ringgit of food source had been contributed to Malaysia. So we do love our seafood. But of late, our data here is scarce. We still need to build up our database. We still need to build up our historical data, our archiving of data. We still have yet to have a comprehensive method of gathering ocean data out there. Simply put, you can't manage what you can't measure. These are the current challenges that our fellow oceanographers have to face to get you those data. Collecting ocean data is difficult, it's harsh and risky. Only a week ago that Taiwan's most largest and most advanced research vessel sank when it went through monsoon Vang Phong. 2 of the researchers died, and they claimed that the vessel, which was most highly advanced, could manage to go that kind of monsoon. So it's actually unpredictable out there. And of course, it's also dangerous. Lives are at risk. Limited ocean coverage. The ocean out there is ever so vast. Do we have the capacity to cover all area? And of course, ocean data is expensive. Why it is expensive? It's purely because ships and boats require fuel for them to go expedition. And usually it will take the biggest chunk of expedition costs that usually they'll go out about weeks to months out there in the ocean. So it is expensive. But fret not, it is getting easier with technology as you have slimmer phones, smaller chipsets, nanotechnology, internet, or the world even at the palm of your hands. With innovation, you can actually transform or even complement a huge research vessel to up to a surfboard-like size marine platform to gather your ocean data, especially in real time. So presenting to you, ladies and gentlemen, the Wave Glider. It is an autonomous ocean vehicle. It is the innovative product of Liquid Robotics, a California-based company. So we at Alam Sekitar Malaysia is the sole exclusive channel distributor for Malaysia and Brunei for its technology and services. So this is how the Wave Glider looks like. It's schematic. So it has a two-part architecture. You'll have your float at the top, which is made from FRP, fiber reinforced plastic. And you'll have your sub at the bottom, which has wings on it, attached to it, and it is made from aerospace-grade steel. And between those two is connected through an umbilical of 6 meters long, but you can also have a 4 meters option. And the umbilical can withstand of about 40 tons of force out there. So this wave glider is made rugged to withstand long last duration out at sea. Even the nuts and bolts are made from titanium to withstand rust. So you can have your sensors at the surface, at the float up there, because at the float as well, you have your communication tools, such as GPS, to connect to the satellite. So that is how you get your real-time data. And you can also attach your sensors at the sub, or you can even tow it at the back. The wave glider actually went through a 1-year expedition from its base, California, down to Sydney, all on its own, without any maintenance. So it took the wave glider about 400 days out there in the sea, day and night, 24 hours. And when it reached Sydney, it managed to collect about 5 million data points, and everything was being collected real time. And through that expedition, it went through about a couple of cyclones, high waves, and it managed to survive. So since we are at a Green Tech Expo, so I believe I should share some of its green attributes. This wave glider totally runs on wave motion for forward propulsion. And the solar power is mainly to power the sensors on board and the communications. So there's no fuel involved, there's no motor, and definitely there's no emission. And it is also acoustically silent, so the fish love them. It won't hurt any while doing mammal tracking services. And while that 1-year expedition, even some of the sharks had bitten off some of its wings because they thought it was one of their friends. So how does it work? How does the wave propel the wave glider? So out there, you'll have your waves going up and down. So whenever the waves goes up, the surface, the float will go up and pull the sub below, and all of the wings will go up like that. So whenever the waves goes down, since the sub is anchor-like weight, is heavy, so it will go down. So in the end, you'll have your wings going up and down, creating that forward propulsion. But you can also control it. You can maneuver it with this rudder. You can actually set, we have pilots on board, on shore, to control whether to go left or right. So this is how it looks like beneath, how it moves with the waves. So it's not the diver that is pulling the wave glider, but it's actually the wave glider pulling the diver, because it can actually tow of up to 1 ton of weight at the back. So if your sensors cannot fit at the float or even at the sub, you can always tow it at the back, just like an eco-sounder. So these are the key industry segments for the wave glider. Again, it is just a marine platform. It totally depends on the kind of sensor you can integrate on them, which ranges from defense to oil and gas, science and oceanography, shipping, fisheries, of course, communications, and even construction. So what do we bring to the table? There's no fuel required while doing mission. There'll be no crew to be put at risk. All of our pilots for the wave glider are safely on shore and dry. And it works 24/7, extended duration at sea, night and day. And it just keeps on going, persistent and controllable presence. You can actually control it, or even you can set it on autopilot. Be it during typhoon or any harsh weather at sea, it is durable in all weather operation. So we've even tested it out in Malaysia, in our waters. We did a proof of concept with University of Malaysia, Terengganu, UMT. They are the ones who is quite a top university in Malaysia for oceanography. They are quite specialized. So we did a small project with them. The mission was to do rounds in Bidong Island in Terengganu. Bidong Island is actually UMT's research island. This is where they do their research for their students. So that is actually our unit over there. So the mission, circumnavigation of Pulau Bidong, Terengganu, launched at 31st of March 2014. So this is our unit. This was our transact around the island. And this was our pilot, safely on shore and dry, controlling the wave glider real time through satellite, and even getting the data being pushed real time. So for this particular mission, it was pre-configured with meteorological and oceanographical package, which consists of weather station, wave height sensor, current profiler of up to 100 meters deep, and CTD, conductivity, temperature, and depth, and even dissolved oxygen. So the wave glider managed to circumnavigate the island twice, and it took the wave glider of about 15 hours to complete the mission. When we asked one of the UMT's researchers for them to do the same, it will take them about 2 to 3 days to complete the mission. So this was the launch. We rode the RV Discovery, UMT's research vessel. Easy launch and recovery operation. It is slow, just 1 to 2 knots, which is quite optimum speed for ocean data gathering. And it automatically goes straight to the first coordinate. So this is how it looks like beneath. That is how the gliders glide through the waves. So at the sub there, you actually have your CTD, conductivity, temperature, and depth, and dissolved oxygen. And the data is being sent through this umbilical, which also functions as a wire, and being sent at the top through satellite. So this video is courtesy from UMT's divers. So we've even managed to do some marketing down there. So gathering physical ocean data with wave glider in real time. In lesser time to finish the mission, it will take less expensive, lesser risk is involved, and of course seamless operation of launching, recovering, and piloting. But in the end, it is the data that is important. How reliable our data, is our data sufficient to build up the archiving of data, historical data. This is the UMT station distribution for 2002 and 2010. Right now, there are gaps. This is between December up until February, which is monsoon season. And right now, they can't afford to go out during monsoon because it's just dangerous out there and it's very risky. So this is what this technology is capable of, is to fill in this gap, especially during monsoon. Because if you have a complete data, you can actually do analysis, you can actually do modeling, forecasting. So this is actually the forecasting of the temperature profile in South China Sea using our wave glider. So this was the wind profile using our wave glider around Bidong Island. So with all of those data, historical data, it's not only for you to know where are your resources, but it's also for the safety of our lives. How? Because with those sufficient historical data, you can actually do modeling. You can actually do prediction of when a flood is going to hit you, when a heavy storm is going to come. And it can be also function as a pre-detection for tsunami, even earthquakes. So again, with the wave glider, it opens up new opportunity out there for you to explore further and for you to do research with no barrier. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the wave glider in brief. It is an autonomous marine platform. You can integrate any kind of sensor you like to fit in your application. But then again, the bigger question is, if we do nothing for our ocean right now, in the next 40 years, it could be that our seafood will be totally wiped out. And it could be that in the next 100 years, it could be that jellyfish is the only wild seafood left for us. And the next 10 years could define the next 100,000 years of our action. So that is quoted by Sylvia Earle, one of the top oceanographers out there. So let's do our part, let's save our ocean, and I believe that's it. Thank you very much. Please visit our booth at A072 and A073 in Hall 5. We actually brought a working unit over there that just came back from Kuala Terengganu. And we also have beside it a wastewater technology, SZO, which can save you land area and can save you cash. So hope to see you there. Thank you very much.